Hello beautiful people, welcome again back to my channel. How you all doing, guys? Hope you're all doing great. So today I'm going to show you how to make this very beautiful corset crop top with a bra cup. Super easy, guys. I'm going to show you the easy way to achieve this one. Okay, without wasting much time, let's just dive into it. And so here is my piece that I'm using, my pattern papers and my working tools. So this bra cup for me is the size 38, but I'm using a size 42, which means I added 4 inches extra. Okay, it's ideal to work with it this way. You don't use the exact bust circumference when you want to make a corset with a bra cup. So my pattern paper already folded into two. The first thing I'm going to do now is to start drafting my basic body pattern. So the first thing is to identify my chest line. I'm marking that at 9 inches. The next is the bust point. I'm marking that at 11.5. Next is the under bust. I'm marking that at 14.5. And of course, the waistline at 17, but I'll just add 1 inches extra, making it 18. Okay, remember it's a crop top. And so I'm just indicating the point over so that I can get a perfect straight line. Mind you, I said we are drafting our word for the basic pattern first. Okay, this is the ideal way so that you don't get confused. It's the best way to create what your corset crop top. And so going ahead to mark my straight lines now. So the next thing I want to do now is to mark my 3 by 8 inches mark so we can get our slope. So you can see I'm marking my 3 inches, and here I'm identifying the 8 inches there. So at that 8 inches, I'm taking a slope of about 1 inch. So I'll go ahead now and create my slope right there. Okay, and so you're quite familiar with this one. Like I said, we're just creating what a basic bodice pattern here. So the next thing now is my shoulder width of 15 divided by 2, 7.5, adding 0.5 inches to it, making it 8, right? So that's why I'm extending all the way to the chest line. You can see I'm drawing my lines there. Now I'm going to come to that slope there, all the way to the chest line. I'll put my tape there. Whatever I have there, I'll divide it by 2. So I have 8 divided by 2, and that is 4. I'm going to indicate that midpoint there. So at that 4 inches point now, I'm going to go in backward by 0.5 inches. So this is going to help me create my front armhole. So you can see what I'm doing right now. And so please feel free to use your curve ruler. Okay, so I'm using my free hand to create my armhole right there. So the next thing I want to indicate now is the neck width. So identifying a neck width of 3 inches right there and a neck depth of 3 inches. So I'm going ahead to create my neckline there. Okay, so just like I said, we're just creating a basic bodice pattern. So this is the ideal step to take. Okay, so after this now we can now create our corset. Even though you're doing the other corset without a bra cup, this is the first step to take before doing that. So on that chest line, I'm going to impute my bust circumference of 38 divided by 4, that is 9.5, and I'll go ahead and add extra seam allowance. So I'm just going ahead to identify all the lines there, okay, from the chest line all the way to the waistline. So the bust circumference, like I said, is 9.5, adding extra 3 inches right there. Then I'll come to the waistline is 36 divided by 4, that is 9 inches, and I'm also adding extra 3 inches for my seam allowance there. And I'll go ahead and connect this, and you can see we've just created our bodies there. Very simple. Okay, so this is a crop top. Of course, it's a full top. All you need to do is just to extend the length, right? And of course, that is it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to create my corset separation. I'm using 0.5 inches. You can use 1 inch, you can even use 0.75, but I'm using 0.5 inches for my corset separation. You can see me marking that at that chest line and the bust point. Then I'll come to the waistline there and the under bust. I'm going to impute my bust span of 8 divided by 2, that is 4. You can see that's what I'm marking down from my waist, my under bust all the way to my waistline there. Then on the waistline, I will take 0.5 inches on both sides to create my dart line there. You can see I'm marking my dart line on that waistline towards my under bust. So you can see this now. And that's it, guys. So it's time to bring in my corset itself. Now, I'm going to bring my bra cup. Now, you can see the edge there, that top one. You're going to place it in such a way that that tip is going to be touching that corset separation line, while the under of the cup sits directly under the bust. You can see what I'm doing now. Don't make it come to the end where you have that unfold part. Just make sure that it sits there. Once once you've achieved that, just slide in your hand upwards a bit, like in an angle. You can see what I'm doing. It's as easy as that. There's nothing difficult at all. Just make sure that the under corset is sitting directly under the bust, and that tip is touching what, that corset line. Once you've achieved that now, just carefully hold on to it and go ahead what, and trace it out from the tip all the way through the under the cup there and to the other side. That's just what I'm doing right now. You can see this. So this is just the very easy way to achieve it. Once you've done that, I'll go ahead now and connect all the points together, and guys, we're done. Extend it from where that corset stopped all the way what, to the chest line, and we have our what, corset with bra cup. So it is done, guys. So all we need to do now is to go ahead what, and cut this entire shape. I'll just follow through the shape as I'm demonstrating, and we are done here, guys. So going ahead to cut this out, guys, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. I'll appreciate that. And also remember to on your notification bell so that you always get notified whenever I upload my weekly videos. Please don't forget to like and share with friends. Thank you so much. And so this is it, guys. Our cup is ready. So for the back piece, I'm just indicating a zipper space of what, 2 inches right there. You can see what I'm doing now. So creating a zipper space, going ahead to connect it to have a straight line. So on this zipper line now, I'm going to be placing what, my the corset itself, the front one. All I need to do is just to mark the side. That's all. I mean, for the back piece, it's usually straightforward. Okay, so just identify the sides there and go ahead and extend the lines all the way, and that is it. There's nothing extra. So if you want to make the neckline deeper, you can go inwards again. If you want the neck depth for the back to go deeper, you can just go deeper again by 1 inches or more, depending on what you want. But this is okay for me. I'm not even going to go deeper again. So I'm going ahead now to cut this out. Like I said, this back piece is just very, very straightforward. So once this is done, guys, our pattern is ready. All I need to do now is to just notch that zipper space. And of course, I'm also going to indicate the dart line. You can see me bringing the front piece back just to indicate the dart line. Then I'll go ahead and also notch it. And guys, our piece is ready. So the next thing I'm doing now is just to create extending the dart line all the way to the top of the back piece. You can see taking 0.5 inches on both sides just to create what my perfect dart. So everything I'm doing here now is what I'm going to be doing on my main fabric. So our pattern is ready. You can see this is quite straightforward and easy. Trust me, if you don't understand it, all you need to is just to go over it again. I'm very sure you get it right. So our pattern is ready now. The next thing to do now is just to transfer everything to my fabric, and we're done, guys. We're done. You can see this. So I have my fabric here. Making life easy, I went ahead to iron my interfacing on the fabric and on the lining as well. This is the best way to work, trust me. So I have it folded already. I'm just going to bring my front piece now and I'll place it over it. So because this is my pattern, right, so there's always room for adjustment. So I'm just going ahead to mark. You see, I'm not marking exactly on that cup line. I'm going upward a bit by 0.5 inches because we need to sew it back, right? So that extra 0.5 inches what we're going to use to sew the cup to the dress itself, at the top itself. Then of course you can see I also went ahead to extend the length of the crop top itself because of the extra hemming allowance at the bottom. And here, guys, our front piece is ready. It's that simple. So I'll go ahead and do the same thing for the back piece, just placing my fabric over my lining and going ahead now to also cut out for the back piece. Okay, so exactly everything we have on the lining is just what we have on our fabric, and going ahead to notch all the dart lines. So what I'm going to do now is also to go ahead now and indicate those dart lines. Like I said, we're just replicating what we have on our pattern on our fabric. So just indicating that dart point there so that I can go ahead and sew my darts. And after that, we're going to be covering up this bra cup. So I have this piece of fabric here. So I'm working with 5 inches by 10 inches. You can actually do 6 by 10, okay, yeah, or 6 by 11. But I'm just working with 5 by 10 here. I'm folding it into 2 to get the center point, as you can see. And once I've achieved that, I'll go ahead and create a curve. In order to do that, I'll go inwards by 1.5 inch. Just follow what I'm doing. At the lowest point there, I'll also mark that 1.5 inches. Then I'll connect these 2 points to that center line that we have created. So you can see we already have a curve shape right here. So what I'm going to do now is to sew. Okay, so once I'm done cutting this out, I'll go ahead and sew it. So this is what I'm going to use to cover up with my bra cup. Okay, yeah, if you like, you can also curve the sides. Okay, but there's no really point to do that, but if you want, you can also do that. So now after sewing it, I'm demonstrating with my pin. Now you can see what it looks like. Then you can now use it to cover this up, but I'm just going to finish this up later because you need to sew this and give it what a very good press. Okay, then for the main piece, of course, I'll go ahead and also sew my linings both for the front and the back piece. I'll go finish all this up, then I'll come back to show you the next step. And here, guys, can see we're done. I'm done sewing the darts on all the linings. This is for the back lining, and this is for the front line. You can see this now, and this is for the main piece itself. So all the darts have been sewn here. It's all ready. I've given this a very good press as well. Then for the cup cover, you can see I've gone ahead to sew. I also notched it, very important because it's curvy. Then I'm using this my bra pad there. Okay, well, bra cup pad. I'm using it for the iron in there. So that's what I use to iron that. So that's what I'm going to also use. Placing my bra cup on it, I'm going to place my cover on it as well, whether you're placing it vertical or horizontal. So the best way to really get it to slip well, I'm using my hemming gun. You can see me just distributing some of my hemming gums on the bra cup itself. Once you have done this, now you can now place your bra cover on it like so. Just hold it firmly and give it what a very, very good press. Okay, yeah, so once you're done, this is what it looks like. I've done this for this one, so you can already see that the work is already halfway done here. So once you've achieved this, now you can now go ahead and sew at the edge, just very tiny tip at the edge there, and you can cut all this throughout, and this is ready for the front cover. And for the inside cover, I already have this sewn as well, just the same pattern as well. So I'll be covering that up much later. Then for the main piece, I'll be creating what a casing for my boning. Okay, so just create a casing for your boning. Place it wherever you want it to be. I think you can work with 1.5 or 2 inches width of strap. Just make sure that the casing you're creating matches up with the boning size you're going to be fixing. Okay, yeah, so that's just it, guys. I'll go ahead and finish all this up, and for the cover, then I'll come back to show you. And you can see this, guys, we've done ahead to do this. You can see how beautiful this is looking. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to cover up for the inside. So I'm just going to place the lining on the, the front one, right side facing each other. Just make sure that you hold it firmly and use your pin. I'm going to use my pin to hold it at the edges of round the bra cup there. Just make sure that it's sitting, very well there. Once you've achieved that, you can see this now. Then I'll go ahead and sew at the top. I'm just sewing only at the top there. Okay, yeah, so once I'm done, okay, I've done it for the other one. You can see I've already done the sewing. So what I will do now is to go ahead and trim off that edge. Okay, trim it off like so. So once you're done trimming it off, then you can now push it inside. So the best way to do this now is to top stitch. Okay, but before you top stitch, I would like to put my hemming gum inside. Okay, so when you put your hemming gum, then you top stitch, so that when you're ironing it, okay, it will be able to the lining will be able to be push inside very well. Okay, you will have it properly in. Okay, yeah, because that edge can be quite thick. So but what I'm going to do is I'm not just going to push it inside, or I'm also going to top stitch at the edge there. But if in case you don't want to do that, just go ahead and put your hemming gum and iron and do it all the way around, and you'll have it sitting pretty. So I'll go finish this up. And guys, you can see we're done here. Both the cover is ready. I can see I've created my casing for the main front piece there. So I'm going to use the lining to turn this. Just sew the sides and sew the top there. Then I'll go ahead and turn it all the way to the front. Okay, yeah, and for the back piece, I'm going to do the same thing. I've already sewn the top. Just go ahead and sew the sides as well. Yeah, so once I'm done, then I can now go ahead and fix my bonings to it, both for both the front and the back. And here, guys, you can see I'm done that. I've already attached it. So I'm going ahead to fix my boning. Just carefully pass your boning through. Once you've achieved it, just make sure you have it inside so that you have an extra space to hem the lowest of your top there. Okay, so I'll finish the top for the entire piece. Then for the front piece, you can see I've used my lining to turn this. Then for me to fix my bra cup now, I'm just going to place this at that edge. There you can see this now. just take it from that tip and sew gently in a curve form, just like you see me demonstrating. Okay, I'll use my pin to demonstrate it. Carefully do this. So once you have this properly drafted, don't worry, you don't have an issue, you definitely fit in properly. Okay, yes guys, so just go ahead and sew, and of course even without sewing you can really see how this is looking already. And so once you're done attaching the cup, you can now go ahead and fix in your bonings. Then after that, you can now hem the lowest of the top. Just fold it in like so and top stitch all the way, just like you see me demonstrating. And that will be it, guys. So I'll just go ahead and finish all this up, then I'll show you the next step. And guys, we're done here. You can see this, guys, our top is almost done here. Gone ahead to fix all the bonings and of course sewn the lowest of it all. You can see the inside. I also weave that inside as well, just to clean up the edges. So the next thing to do now is to fix in the zipper for the back. So I'm using this open and close zipper, you can see. So I'm placing it at the edge there. I'm starting to sew from the lowest of it, the top. So I'm placing in such a way that the right side of the zip is facing what? The right side of the fabric. Just go ahead and pin this down like so. You can see how I'm doing this now. Make sure that of course you're doing this on that zipper space you have there. So once you're done, this is for one side, then I'll go ahead and repeat the same thing. Just make sure that the other piece for the back is right side facing it as well, and you still go ahead and sew it from the lowest part there. You can see I'm also using my pin to hold down. So once you do this, I mean, it's very easy. It makes everything easy for you to sew. You can see I'm using my pin to demonstrate it, and that's just how I am going to do my sewing. And of course this is how it's going to look. You can see this already. So once you're done fixing your zipper, you can cut off the excesses. Then it's time to place the front to the back and go ahead and sew the side. So just take the measurement of the sides for the bust side and the waist side, and you are good to go. And guys, believe it or not, this corset crop top is ready. It's that simple, guys. Trust me. If you go ahead, go over this again, I'm sure you're going to understand it very well. It's very simple. You can see how beautiful this turned out. So I decided to add a strap to mine. So what I did was to use this is about a 2.5 inches in width. Okay, so just fold it like 0.5 inches on both sides and fold it again. You can see I've already ironed it and even fixed in some hemming gun in between just to put it in place. So this is about 16 inches in length, so definitely you can work with this, and you will have some excesses to trim out if you feel it is longer. Okay, so just fold the edges there and I'll go ahead and attach it. But to attach it now, I use what I call the across part. The across part is from one bra point to the other, not the bust point, the bra points. Like when you wear your bra from one bra tip to the other, okay, yours might be different. So mine is 11. Okay, so I just located the center, marked 5.5 from there to 1 point, and from that center point 5.5 again. That's dividing the 11 by 2. So once I mark that down, then that will help me know where to place what my strap. Okay, so I just take my strap there. After folding it like so, I'll go ahead and attach it at that edge there. You can see this. So go ahead and sew, and also on the corresponding back side as well, and you'll have your strap sitting pretty there. Okay, there's room for adjustment if you feel it's not sitting well. And guys, we're done here, guys. Is that beautiful? Thank you so much, guys. We've come to the end of today's tutorial. If you find this helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that. Remember to like and share with friends. I really appreciate this. Please, this will help a lot to help this channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you're new here, I want to say thank you to my existing subscribers. You guys are amazing. Thank you. A million thank you to you guys. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for always coming back. So till I see you on the next one, guys, have a wonderful day and bye for now. Bye.